Hi everybody, I hope you're doing well and having a great week. I miss you all and can't wait to get back to you. But first, I want to talk to you more about a text-based discussion. We're going to have a text-based discussion next week as part of your end of Unit 1 assessment. But don't worry, I will walk you through parts of it and you'll be rock stars because you already are. And grab your Love That Dog book and get ready to work. Oh, you also need your module workbook as well. Okay, here we have our TAP, groups, roles, norms, and rubric for our text-based discussion. The TAP is really the task, audience, and purpose. Your task is that in a small group that students are required to discuss the following questions. How have Jack's feelings changed about poetry changed from the beginning of Love That Dog to where we are at now in the story on page 45? And why have they changed? Your audience will be me, Miss Barnes, and also your group members. Purpose: to prove what you know about Jack's character based on some text evidence. And I know you guys are great at text evidence. I've seen that a lot already. In your module workbook, you will see, I can't remember what page it's on, but I'm sure Max or Delaney or somebody will help you find this. But it says preparing for a text-based discussion note catcher. And you will see on the side, actually you have your questions that I just asked you up at the top. You'll have some questions down the side. Some place where you would have some evidence. And then where you can elaborate a little bit more basing on, whatever you learned from either Miss Stretchberry's poems in our appendix or what we've discussed in class. But do know that you can also work on this with your group to complete the note catcher. And you can use this note catcher to practice how you're going to have this discussion all week during all block. And also, you can use it when your group meets with me, when it's your turn to have your assessment. Now, who are we going to work with? That's always the question. So, for text-based discussions, I have created some groups. I know that Group A does have extra people, but that's okay because, you can always learn more. So you can see where you fall in your group. And later today, Miss Franklin will also be in. She'll be in on Thursday. She'll also be in on Friday. And feel free to use her for help. And also Miss Bryan's still there to help you. Just use those teachers to help you. It's not cheating. It's very helpful. Your group roles. There's going to be some listeners, a speaker, and a facilitator. If you are the listener, or when it is your turn to listen, you're going to listen to the speaker when he or she is talking. Be ready to respond to the speaker when he or she stops talking, or add on to what he or she said, also giving the speaker some eye contact. One thing I just noticed I forgot to put on here is, what was this one again? Oh yes, when you're confused on something. Speaker, your job is to make sure that you stay on topic that's assigned by the facilitator and answer any questions from the listeners or if they are confused. Facilitator, your job is the most important. You need to remind people of the group discussion norms from our class poster, the one down below there underneath the projector. Yep, still have to follow those. Make sure everyone has a turn to speak on a topic. You can also assign the group roles, facilitator, or if you guys can do it by yourself, I totally trust you. After all, you're smart fourth graders. Here are those norms again. Remember, this is part of your speaking and listening. I will listen carefully and wait my turn to speak. I do not interrupt. And we know what we mean by interruptions. Free ice cream. I ask to understand better questions what people are saying. I make comments that contribute to the discussion. I respond to the questions to help people better understand what I am saying and to build on the discussion. I stay on topic. I link my ideas to those of others. I speak in complete sentences. And I always assume positive intent, which, everyone has an off day, but really try to make sure that they're really seeing the positive in things. Lastly, your rubric. I know it looks like a lot of things that you're going to have to remember, but if you just follow all those norms, you should be okay. Remember that you are prepared by finding the appropriate evidence in the text, that you are prepared to support your ideas during the discussion because everyone needs to participate because everyone is graded separately, and it's not just you as a group, it's as a group and individually. Also that you follow the agreed upon rules. Again, you're following our norms. I carry out the role I've been given in a discussion because remember, everyone will be a speaker at one point and everyone will be a listener. I also ask questions to understand what others are saying. Again, if you're confused, make sure you ask why. I answer questions to help others answer my ideas because do we all know everything? No, I know I don't, but that's a good thing I have friends like Miss Joyner or Miss Rattinger, Miss Montgomery, Miss Malamut, Mr. Carr to help me understand. Maybe Miss Abdella or Miss Franklin. They are all great people to help me answer my questions. I also link those ideas to those of others because I want to make sure they understand that I understand what they're saying and that I do listen to their opinion because sometimes our friends do have good ideas. I also can explain the ideas of a discussion and how I have grown in understanding the poetry or the topic from it. So again, here's your note catcher. There's some questions. The first question says, how did Jack feel about poetry at the beginning of the story? We all know how he felt. If not, just go back to the beginning, and then how do you know? Find some evidence, and then maybe elaborate if you remember from what we had in our discussion on the first few days of school. Second, how does Jack feel about poetry now? We're looking at page 45. So, how has he changed a little bit? Does he feel different? And then maybe elaborate, maybe on something that somebody said earlier this week, or somebody in your group has. And also, what caused the change? How do you know? Sounds a little bit like inferring, but also, I know Miss Stretchberry has used a lot of poems. Miss Stretchberry was his teacher, remember? And we looked at a lot of those poems in our appendix. I don't know. I hope you guys have some good evidence for that one, because I'm going to be thinking on that one all week until I meet with you guys again. Again, this will be on Google Classroom if you ever need it, and if you need to watch it again or remember who your groups are. Good luck! See you soon!